TV release.
Till when?
I believe he's out for a week, Your Honor.
Okay,
He's
so
in
we
Florida.
have other, it looks, we've got what, 8 grounds on this? No. That's not
Yeah.
here.
How long have you been languishing in jail this last time? How long have you been in jail?
I think about 16 months.
16 months, Your Honor.
And what is your name then?
This is Michael Reagan Peterson.
Uh-huh. Is it Raven or Ravine?
Raging,
Ravine. It's Ravine. Oh, okay. All right.
Ravine?
it's
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right. So what we have, I'm looking at 24 CR 530, a new case. Is that a new one?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's a new indictment.
Harassment of a public servant.
Harassment of a third degree felony.
Sorry.
And then this first amended motion to revoke probation that
She's on probation for.
looks like I've never dealt with the first 5. There's first 5 and then 6, 7, and 8. So what can we move forward on today? There's 2 different events. We've got a aggravated assault on February 13th. Right? Resisting arrest on February 13th of 24. Harassment of public servant on February 13th of 24. Failing to comply with guidelines for moral recognition therapy as directed. Failing to pay court cess fees. Then first amended on March 19th, 2024, which looks like about a month after the other allegations of crimes in this motion. Resisting arrest, then also public intoxication on March 19th. Injury to a disabled person. Those are less. Is this the same officer was on both of these?
I believe, let me see. That's news.
What are the odds of that?
They went out and they went to her mother's.
No, but
Sorry.
you're saying one of the officers is out, but I mean, there's 2 different events here. The same officer was it the same officer on both events? We got somebody who can come in, right? A policeman? It's got to be a different person.
And I believe, Your Honor, at least I'll go on the resisting arrest, search or transport. She pleaded no contest on February 29th, 2024. In the misdemeanor court next door.
To what now? To what?
To resisting arrest. That was from
Which
February the 13th, 2024. That is,
what else?
that's number 2.
Mhm.
And then with regard to the ag assault, they signed an affidavit of non-prosecution on that one. I believe that's the mother,
That's your.
which I'll abandon that because
Which one is?
that's number 1.
That's number 1. Okay, that's abandoned, right? Okay.
The court will recall this Peterson was initially sent off. She had a mental health evaluation and returned incompetent, and she was in jail for a period of time. And through the care at the jail, she was able to restore her competency. Her competency was restored according to Dr. Capone. So that's where we are now. But I think that's the reason why the substantial length of time that she's been in custody on this MTLP. She does have her competency now.
I think that's the bigger issue, Judge. I think the defense would probably continue. In this other offense with the aggravated assault, the officers had heard gunshots around there. I believe they showed up and saw her Miss Ravine yelling. Well, she had nothing to do with the gunshots, but they said that they saw her essentially choking her mother, who is an elderly lady. They went over there. She was having some kind of mental episode at the time, they believe, and she spit on one of the officers at that time, is what's alleged. Her mother was also the victim in the case which she's on probation for, and the state's just concerned really about her mother, the family member who has.
But where are all the witnesses though? They're two separate events. Do you have witnesses for those? There's two separate events.
Well, no, but I would go off of two, Your Honor. If she's going to plead, I can present the judgment where she pleaded no contest to that, which she's.
Well, I'd rather really have I'd rather have all the witnesses here to take care of this thing in the four corners of this,
I don't
because
think-
it kind of puts me in I don't know what the circumstances necessarily are of the resisting arrest, do I?
I don't think her mother's gonna be here voluntarily.
What I think the main offense, what I was wanting to prove, is the one with that officer, the one who was spit on. To prove that actually up is the one
Which
who.
set are those? March 19th?
It was from
Or February 13th?
the February the 13th, Your Honor.
I understand.
But hold on.
Let me say the.
But a resisting arrest is March 19th. The mother doesn't need to be a part of
No,
that.
right.
Public intoxication, again, the mother doesn't necessarily have to be
Right.
that. Maybe injury to a disabled person, is that her mother?
Yes.
Okay, I can understand that, but 6 and 7 don't have anything to do
Well, she.
necessarily with the mother. I mean, that can be.
I think there's also
Somebody investigated by law enforcement, and those are the people who need to be here.
When I think she'd already pleaded no contest to one resisting arrest next door.
I didn't do it. I would.
Well, I got a copy. I can get the judgment on that. So that covers.
I know, but once again, it doesn't give me, it doesn't tell me what the. When there's one thing to revoke, and it's another one is how to dispose of the revocation.
I think the state,
Which I need people telling me about the circumstance and details.
we're ready to have a hearing on. I think the state concedes that she was having a mental health episode when this incident's alleged to have occurred with the harassment or assault on a public servant, which I don't concede that, she actually assaulted or harassed a
Again,
public servant. I
that's
think
the
she was
February-
having a mental health.
That's February 13th event.
Yes, that's the,
Okay. What about the resisting arrest and the public intoxication on March 19th?
can't speak to
I
that.
know that's glaring. That sticks out.
But she has consistently had mental health issues. I think the
Well, okay,
probably
but-
position to.
Well, I mean, that's for people to present to me so I can be the fact finder. I don't have that in front of me. Was she incompetent? Was she,
Exactly. You want?
insane?
Were you-
And Your Honor, that's what I was trying to prove with the more serious offense, because that's the one that I was, I think the court would be most concerned with is
The aggravated assault?
and that's where the other officer, the one that I was trying to get that she sped on, was observed her choking her mother at that point, and that's.
Okay. So where is he right now?
He's in Florida, I believe, Your Honor. That's where he just.
When will he be back?
I believe he was going to be there for a week, and
What about the police, who's involved in this resisting arrest on March 19th? Did y'all bring anybody up here for that?
I don't have him on that, Your Honor. The other.
I mean, I gotta have. Nothing. Here you go. Well, that would be a good idea. Yes, sir. If somebody's not here.
You go ahead and start, I guess, Your Honor, if the court's okay with that, we can prove up the 4 and 5 and also 2.
You want to sit at the table?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more crazy court hearings like this one.